So,
now.
you know, got to take care of what you own.
Stray dogs are a big problem on the west side, with many listed as dangerous. So what is the city doing about it? We're going to tell you coming up on GMSA. A San Antonio pediatrician is in custody on some serious charges, and now investigators are wondering how many more victims there could be. What police want you to know coming up next.
And some people are currently seeing rain fall in their neck of the woods. I'll break down if it's going to have an impact on your afternoon plans coming up.
Hey there, good morning. It is 6 a.m. on this Saturday, November the 22nd. Weather Authority Shelby Ibertoski is here this morning. Both Sarahs are off, so we're joining them.
Absolutely. Both Sarahs are enjoying much needed breaks and vacations. And some folks, Patty, are waking up with some rain. I know we've had a lot of rain the last few days, and some areas are still waking up with some in case you missed out the last few days. Now, the good news is we're not expecting widespread rain today. Nothing like what we saw the last few days. It's just going to be mostly near the coastal plains this morning. Right now, we're seeing some just to the south of us, closer to Poteet, near Pleasanton, Jourdanton, Charlotte, and it's just a little pop-up. It might be raining for a few minutes, but even notice with this specific thunderstorm or quick little shower, there's no lightning associated with it, which is also very good news. And then as I take a look just to the east of us, most of the showers and thunderstorms are moving closer to portions of Houston, closer to Hallettsville, even getting closer to Eagle Lake, El Campo. So that is going to be the good news. We're not expecting that widespread chance of some thunderstorms, but you're waking up this morning not feeling the mugginess. It's going to be that low humidity throughout most of the day, waking up in the 60s, 65 degrees in San Antonio right now, 58 in Canyon Lake. I did still leave that 10% chance of a shower today for us in the Alamo City, just in case we do see a possibility of a few showers making their way closer to our neck of the woods. But the greater chance of showers for us is going to be tomorrow. I'll time it out for you not only today and tomorrow to see if you have to change any of your weekend plans coming up in just a bit.
All right, thanks, Shelby. Well, listen to this. A pediatrician is behind bars this morning after being charged with the aggravated sexual assault of a child. 50-year-old Gabriel Perez walked in front of our cameras last night. San Antonio police arrested him after one of his patients told his parents he'd been sexually assaulted. Now investigators believe there may be more victims, so they're urging people to speak up and call police to make a report. Well, listen, it's no secret that stray dogs, it's a problem here in San Antonio. In fact, Animal Care Services lists 274 dogs as dangerous or aggressive on their website. ACS also said they received a higher number of calls for stray dogs from people who live in District 5. So we talked with a few of them and, of course, with ACS.
You can't do a $5 fine, you know. $500, $1,000, it'll hurt.
But it is well known on the west side that we have like lots of strays.
You know, we have ways of setting dog traps, and then we also have a kind of a specialized unit that goes out when we have dogs that may be difficult to catch.
So if you see a stray dog in your area, call 311 right away. You can provide the person on the phone with as many details about the dog and the location as possible. San Antonio Mayor Gina Ortiz-Jones says she's trying to get answers after 150 people were arrested during a federal raid at a nightclub. This happened last weekend at a club on Bassey Road and San Pedro Avenue. Mayor Jones said she reached out to the head of the Regional Homeland Security Task Force. In a statement released Friday, she says, in part, quote, "I look forward to receiving the answers to our community rightly deserves. Transparency is the foundation of a safe community, and we must ensure that everyone receives due process," end quote. The Department of Homeland Security says among those who were arrested, 27 were members of a well-known gang based in Venezuela. This morning, a new twist in the death of a teenage girl found dead on board a Carnival cruise ship. ABC News sources briefed on the investigation say 18-year-old Anna Kepner died from oxygen deprivation from a chokehold. ABC's Johnny Fernandez reports her stepbrother may be a suspect in her death.
Chilling new details in the death of 18-year-old Anna Kepner, found dead on board a Carnival Horizon cruise ship following a vacation to the Caribbean with her family. ABC News sources briefed on the investigation say the Central Florida teen died by asphyxiation, an arm held across her neck. 2 bruises were also found on the side of her neck, according to the source. The source also says preliminary information showed no signs of sexual assault and no appearance of drugs or alcohol in the teen system.
There's apparently an FBI investigation ongoing.
This comes just a day after Kepner's stepmother was seen for the first time on camera in a separate custody dispute, after she identified one of Kepner's stepbrothers as a suspect in her death.
The older child is a suspect in the death of the stepchild, an 18-year-old daughter that was in the same room, staying in the same room on the cruise ship.
The attorney says that stepbrother was immediately hospitalized after the incident. The FBI and Miami-Dade Medical Examiner's Office declined to comment, citing the ongoing investigation. Johnny Fernandez, ABC News, New York.
A federal judge just blocked the IRS from sharing certain taxpayer information with Immigration and Customs Enforcement to help with deportations. In a Friday court ruling, the judge said it is unlawful to give home addresses of people who might be undocumented immigrants. She said the program violates laws that protect taxpayer privacy no matter their immigration status. The Justice Department's arguments didn't sway her. It's not clear if the Trump administration will appeal. In a related case, another judge did not block the same program. So far, the IRS has given ICE info on about 47,000 undocumented taxpayers. A new survey shows where Americans are spending their time online. Pew Research Center surveyed more than 5,000 adults. 84% say they use YouTube, making it the top platform. Facebook came in second at 71%, and half of adults say they use Instagram. Now, younger adults under 30 years old prefer Instagram, Snapchat, TikTok, and Reddit. And when it comes to gender, women tend to use Facebook, Instagram, and TikTok more, while men favor Reddit and X, formerly known as Twitter. Hey there, good morning, Kerrville. Your time right now, 6:07. 65 degrees out there. This holiday season, you can kayak under the festive lights on the San Antonio River, but tickets go fast. We're going to tell you where and how to reserve your spots. A San Antonio family is giving away turkeys this Thanksgiving to honor the lost loved ones. You're not going to believe how many were given out. That's coming up.
Good morning. As we're waking up on this Saturday, you're waking up in the 60s. That low humidity is going to continue, but some might be seeing some rain today. I'll time it out on if your house is going to get some rain coming up in just a bit.
Time right now, 6:14. This weekend, one San Antonio family is turning heartache into help. Avery Everett tells us they lost 3 loved ones to gun violence.
I guess my way of coping with this is helping people.
Now without 3 of their own, the San Antonio family is still trying to make Thanksgiving memories, but not for themselves, for someone else.
Hopefully I bring a family together because they were able to get a turkey.
Joshua Delgado is the brother of Ethan Soto and Savannah Soto. Ethan was shot and killed on the west side back in 2022. Savannah and her unborn child Fabian died 1 year later after also being shot.
It's just a crazy, it's like reality for us. This Thanksgiving, we're not going to have my brother or sister again for the 2nd year.
Just 2 weeks ago, we told you how the Bexar County District Attorney's Office dismissed charges for one of the people arrested in Savannah's murder. After years of tragedy, Delgado says a giveaway like this is just one way his family can find some peace during the holidays.
I don't know how to hurt for them, but I do like to keep their name alive.
On Saturday, it'll be first come, first serve for free turkeys starting at 1 p.m. Delgado says he's buying between 50 and 100.
Their turkey giveaway will happen here at Kenwood Park. Just steps away from where Ethan, Savannah, and Fabian's memorial stands is a cul-de-sac on Howard Street. That's where their truck will be parked on Saturday.
Hopefully it is a good turnout for my brother and my sisters.
As families come together across the city, Delgado hopes this small gesture does more than just feed a table. He hopes it keeps his loved one's memory still alive.
So this is far from the only turkey giveaway ahead of Thanksgiving next week. Take a look at this map. It shows 4 other locations that are giving away free turkeys on Saturday that we've tracked across our city. We have those locations and those times on KSAT.com. Avery Everett, KSAT 12 News.
Car thefts are on the rise, and thieves are using high-tech methods to steal cars with keyless ignition systems, and you might not even know it's happening. They can capture the signal from your key fob inside your home and use it to unlock and start your car without ever touching the key.
I've seen them steal a car in under 2 minutes.
We've seen, thanks to technology, it's a little easier for car thieves to find a way to get into any kind of car model.
The method is called relay attack. Thieves use antennas to capture your key fob signal from inside your home, then extend it to unlock and start your car. Some criminals even break into the vehicles and use devices to program blank keys, giving them full access. Police recommend keeping your fob in a protective pouch to block signals. You can use steering wheel locks and keeping keys away from doors and windows to stay safe. The San Antonio River Authority is offering a chance to paddle into the holidays with a unique opportunity on the Museum Reach. The River Authority is bringing back its Holly Jolly kayaking. You can see that behind me here. Gary Berger tells us there is a limited number of tickets.
It's a holiday season treat.
It's really cool. It's beautiful. The lights are amazing.
Kayak beneath, beside, and above the lights.
Everybody's excited. Everybody's feeling that holiday spirit. But you also get just a completely different perspective. It's one thing to be walking on the trail. It's a whole nother view from down here on the water, looking up at some of our historic structures like the San Antonio Museum of Art.
While you can kayak this quiet stretch of the river north of downtown on certain days throughout the year, the River Authority's annual Holly Jolly kayaking is the only opportunity to do it at night.
Fish are lit up, our usual art installations, some of our other decorations are all around. We'll have lights in the river. You're welcome to decorate your boat as well.
Participants can paddle as they please between the lock and dam down near Brooklyn Avenue and the turnaround up at the Pearl.
Which that is particularly beautiful because they got all the lights in the trees.
It wouldn't be hard to see it all either.
Only about maybe a mile long of actual paddling. It's really not too much. Really nice for beginners to come out and get their kind of first taste of being on the water.
You have 2 opportunities to try it, December 3rd and 10th. And you can rent a kayak for $15 or bring your own for free, or even a canoe or paddleboard. Either way, you will have to get a ticket to reserve your spot.
Registration for both nights starts at 10 a.m. Saturday. And the River Authority warns these tickets, they go like that. You want to be ready to snag them right when it opens. Refresh, refresh, refresh.
The rentals go especially quickly as there's only 30. There are also some age limits for both the rentals and bringing your own boat. We'll have those specifics on our website, KSAT.com. I'm Garrett Berger, KSAT 12 News.
All right, so everybody got a heads up. Hopefully they'll start refreshing.
I know, I'm like refreshing it in my brain, trying to figure it out. But it would be so good, as long as the weather holds up at least.
I hope so. That would be you. We would have to ask you that.
Well, I mean, normally when we see rain, you're expecting it to be a little humid, right? Today's going to be a different story. Now, the last few days, we've seen a good amount of rain fall in portions of the hill country, closer to Junction and Rock Springs. But for us in the Alamo City, and especially along the Aquifer Recharge Zone, we have seen some areas, especially closer to New Braunfels, maybe, as I take this little query, get close to about an inch or so, which is still great news. We're still in that drought. So any rain is really good rain. Closer to downtown San Antonio, we got about a trace, but closer to western Kerr County, they saw about 4 inches of rain from the last few days, especially on Wednesday when they saw the most amount of rain. But take a look at current authority radar. We're not really seeing a lot of widespread rain anymore. Most of it's mostly closer to the coastal plains. Starting to see a few get up closer to Pearsall, Jourdanton, Pleasanton. But the big thunderstorm is closer to Hallettsville, moving its way into areas of Fort Bend County, closer to Houston. So that's going to be all we're seeing today. Here's a look at what you can expect. That lower humidity is still going to be pleasant today. I know when people hear a quick shower being possible, they think of that mugginess, that humidity. That's not going to be the problem today. Yes, maybe tomorrow we could see some of that humidity starting to rise again because of more thunderstorms, but it's going to be very pleasant today, only getting to about 76 degrees for us in the Alamo City. Closer to the 80s as you go south, but in the hill country, after that cool front came through yesterday, we're feeling today and sitting our peak temperatures at about 70 degrees. But here's that timing of the thunderstorms. Most of them are already going to be gone by about lunchtime. And yes, a few showers could make their way closer to San Antonio like we're already seeing down near Jourdanton and Pleasanton, but by 2 or 3 p.m., most of even the coastal plains should start to see the rain really taper off. Tonight into tomorrow morning, that cloud coverage is going to be a little bit more widespread, and tomorrow is going to be the chance for some rain out to the west, especially along the Rio Grande, and seeing a few of those showers being possible moving its way closer to San Antonio. That's why we still have about a 20 to 30% chance of rain for the city. But closer to the west, that's where we're seeing that rain chances being higher. So keep that in mind. You don't have to cancel your afternoon plans for your Sunday. Just keep in mind you might get a quick splash and dash shower, and it's really going to be scattered and not throughout the entire day. It's already done by about your evening time on Sunday, with more rain chances continuing on Monday. About a 40% chance of rain on Monday as that cool front continues to move through for us, giving us such nice and wonderful temperatures expected for Thanksgiving. And if you're feeling thankful, well, I have your Thanksgiving forecast coming up at about 6:45.
This is the right kind of weather to start putting the Christmas lights outside too.
It'll be, this weekend might be a little difficult, especially
of course, with the rain. The following week, the following weekend, right after Thanksgiving.
Oh, it'll be great.
All right, thanks so much. Hey there, good morning, Comal County. Your time right now, 6:22, 65 degrees out there. Well, scams can ruin your holidays, but you can fight back. Learn easy ways to spot scams with experts at our KSAT Community Town Hall. The details coming up next. Time right now, 6:26. Well, scams can turn your holidays upside down, but with a little knowledge, you can keep yourself safe. Join Stephanie Cerna and panelists from RBFCU and the Better Business Bureau during the KSAT Community Town Hall on December 3rd at 11 a.m. to learn easy tips to spot scams in letters, emails, and phone calls. You can watch the live event on KSAT.com or anywhere that you stream. Hey there, good morning, Floresville. Your time right now, 6:26, 65 degrees out there. Well, flu season is coming up, and doctors say this year could be tough. Doctors will tell us how many people have already landed in the hospital, and we are not even at the peak. The Supreme Court just made a big move on Texas's new congressional maps, but what does this mean for the midterm elections? We're going to break it down for you coming up next. Time right now, 6:30. Good morning. It is Saturday. We are getting you ready for your weekend. Let me tell you something. You're going to need an umbrella.
Yes, especially if you live near the coastal plains. We're not seeing that widespread threat of some showers and thunderstorms like what we saw earlier, but it's still going to be beautiful today, Patty. That low humidity is going to make it feel absolutely gorgeous. You're waking up in the 40s in Kerrville this morning, 49 degrees, 65 in San Antonio and New Braunfels. This afternoon, it's going to look quite different than what we've seen the last few days, right? We're having our peak temperatures still in the 70s. We had a weak cool front come through yesterday and even into this morning, and that's what's giving us that low humidity. Still a possibility of about a 10% chance of a shower today for us in the Alamo City, just due to those coastal showers making their way up closer to our neck of the woods. Tomorrow, it's a different story. We're tracking a chance of some showers moving in from the west. So if you live closer to the river, you might see a higher chance of rain than, let's say, closer to Atascosa County. About a 20 to 30% chance of rain for some folks tomorrow, sitting a little cooler in the low 70s. But we're watching Thanksgiving. We're tracking a stronger cold front moving through, bringing our temperatures in the 70s and the 80s down to the 60s for our highs, waking up in the 40s, still sitting very dry for some folks. Now, not only that, we are feeling thankful for the temperatures on Thanksgiving. I'll talk about how cold we're going to get and time it out for you, especially if you're traveling, coming up in just a bit, Patty.
All right, well, the Supreme Court Justice Samuel Alito just stepped in on Texas's new congressional maps. On Friday night, he blocked a lower court from stopping the state from using them. That court said the maps were drawn based on race. The Supreme Court usually avoids gerrymandering cases since they're political, not judicial, but when race is involved, it becomes a constitutional matter. Alito will likely send this to the full court, and for now, the maps can be used while they review it. Texas wanted this fast because midterm campaigns are already underway. These few new lines could flip 5 Democratic seats to Republicans next year. Georgia Congresswoman Marjorie Taylor Greene says she is stepping down in January. Now, she posted a video saying she always felt out of place in Washington and has decided to resign. The Congresswoman once stood with President Trump, but recently she's been calling him out on the Epstein files, foreign policy, and even healthcare. The president fired back, calling her a, quote, traitor. Greene says her last day is going to be January 5th. Well, it looks like this flu season might be rough. That's the word from the doctors here in San Antonio and across the country. They give a few reasons for that. First, they're looking across the world to countries where the flu hit first. It was widespread in Australia, and Japan has been declared a flu epidemic. The United Kingdom is struggling too. Plus, the strain this year, H3N2, is known to cause intense symptoms. Here in the U.S., including San Antonio, vaccination rates are also way down, even from last year when the flu season was highly deadly.
Had a high number of adult hospitalizations, and then we saw a high number of deaths in children from flu last year, 280 deaths, which is the highest number since they started recording it in 2004.
University Health Infectious Disease Dr. Jason Bowling said it's not too late to get your flu shot before you gather with friends and family for Thanksgiving. He says, well, it typically takes 10 to 14 days to get the full vaccine protection. You still get antibodies from it immediately. Okay, have you seen this viral video yet? It shows a woman getting into the San Antonio River along the Riverwalk in downtown, and it has been viewed more than 1 million times. And you may be asking, what made her do it? Well, according to a KSAT viewer who shared this video with us, the woman decided to get into the water after her phone fell into the San Antonio River. The San Antonio River Authority wants to send out a reminder to visitors. There is a city ordinance that says you cannot swim in the river.
And that ordinance is just because of the physical safety. So you know, there's barge traffic, there's the Go Rio barges, you know, there's steep concrete banks, and so there is a city ordinance because of the physical safety of going in and out of the river.
And yesterday morning, we reported that San Antonio River Authority said that bacterial levels, especially E. coli, were high in the river, but that was from a story we did over 3 years ago. Now the San Antonio River is a natural, healthy ecosystem, and yes, it does have bacteria in it, but so does every water body, and that is just naturally occurring thing that happens there. An announcement Thursday afternoon by the district attorney's office highlighted the hiring of 23 new prosecutors and a backlog reduction. Well, the press release lacks some context, and we explain there has been a 72% turnover rate. As Erica Hernandez explains, there was also a lack of context on how those backlog numbers were determined, and now one county commissioner has some questions.
What we really need is not press releases, but consistent, accurate reporting that we can understand and ensure that we're moving in the right direction.
Bexar County Commissioner Grant Moody has been critical of Gonzalez. Back in April, after Gonzalez updated the commissioner's court with the latest numbers, he said he had used a new formula, which confused Moody.
I asked them, you have to give us an apples-to-apples comparison. And so we have asked them to continue to come back and provide that apples-to-apples comparison. But it seems like there's always something changing, so it's hard to get clarity around exactly where we stand.
On Thursday, Gonzalez announced in a release that he's hired 23 new prosecutors and that the office's felony case backlog went from 6,300 to 3,735, a 41% decrease. On Friday morning, we sent an email to the district attorney's office asking for an interview with Gonzalez since he spoke to another media outlet. But Gonzalez again was not available to talk. This afternoon, we tried calling the number on the press release to give Gonzalez an opportunity to respond to Moody's comments, but there was no answer or voicemail prompt to leave a message. The issue for Moody is not over yet.
Is this something you're going to keep calling him to come report on to Commissioner's Court?
Yeah, we are, because it's an important issue for our community, and we have to address this.
Erica Hernandez, KSAT 12 News.
The Supreme Court is weighing Trump's use of emergency powers for tariffs, but farmers are already feeling the hit. Soybean exports fell after China stopped buying last year. Promised purchases haven't shown up, and growers are hoping for a bigger bailout while they wait to see if China follows through. Hey there, good morning, Uvalde. Your time right now is 6:37, 65 degrees out there. A local nonprofit is bringing homes to kids at JT Brackenridge Elementary with a special donation of undergarments. Stay with us to hear how this simple gift is making a big difference. The San Antonio Auto Show is underway. Ernie Zuniga sits down with Pam Crail, the Auto Dealers Association president. She talks about what sets this market apart and the challenges dealers are facing.
Taking a look outside with live cam. It is a cool morning and that sun's about to rise here in the Alamo City. But not only that, it's going to be a beautiful day. But I have your Thanksgiving sneak peek on what you can be thankful for coming up in just a bit.
Okay, you're taking a live look outside. 1604 at Gold Canyon. There are some closures that are happening out in that area that you're going to want to know about this weekend. It might cause you some delays if you're heading out shopping or whatever you're doing this weekend. Stay with us. We'll have that update coming up for you. Time right now, 6:45. Listen to this. A traffic alert for drivers on the north side over the next few weeks, and it isn't just because of Thanksgiving. The massive intersection of Loop 1604 and 281 near Stone Oak is closed for bridge construction. Now, this is an area that's pretty busy. There's a lot of shopping centers out there. The westbound lanes and the frontage road are closed and will not reopen until about 10 a.m. Meanwhile, all of 281's main lanes in that area are also closed, and they're going to reopen today at 3 p.m. The annual San Antonio Auto Show kicked off yesterday, and so this week on Pickup Lines, Ernie Zuniga sat down with the president of the San Antonio Auto Dealers Association. Pam Crail was born in Kansas, but came to San Antonio when she was just 8 years old, and eventually she settled in Schertz. Now, before that, Clemens High School grad spent a number of years working for various senators and committees at the state capitol in Austin.
Through all of the committee hearings and hearing from all of the different people from interest groups who were trying to get bills passed and their issues, I was interested. I saw how it worked from the side of the Capitol. Yeah. I sort of wanted to see how it worked from the other side, how these interest groups moved their issues forward and how they created, the relationships that they created with, elected officials.
And in this episode, Pam also tells us the biggest issue auto dealers are facing right now and what makes San Antonio and this market so unique. You can watch the latest episode of Pickup Lines on the free KSAT Plus app or KSAT.com. Just search Pickup Lines. Well, as students move through the school year, you're going to see plenty of donation drives for supplies, haircuts, even new shoes. But educators say there's an ongoing need that often goes unnoticed. We're talking about underwear. Now, a local nonprofit called Círculo de Chispas is stepping in to close that gap. The group is working directly with elementary schools to identify which campuses need the most help. And they're getting some assistance from the Chones Ferries. That is a Spanish word for underwear ferry.
A heartfelt donation of undergarments to kids who really need it here at JT Brackenridge Elementary.
At 78207, we're one of the poorest zip codes in San Antonio. Sometimes children we notice will come in with dirty socks, and sometimes it's a day or two.
These donations from San Antonio-based nonprofit Círculo de Chispas. They've been working with elementary schools in our area since 2021 to support underserved children by delivering these much-needed items.
I hope that a child receiving a calzoncito will make a difference. I know it will not take the child out of poverty, but it gives them hope.
Gloria Camarillo Vasquez is the founder of Círculo de Chispas, and she says she hopes this service will not only provide a basic necessity, but also help students with their self-confidence.
Felt so loved when my grandma made me my dress out of flour sack and made that pretty calzoncito to go with it. You know, just a new calzoncito makes anyone feel good and dignified.
And her labor of love has made her a familiar face throughout the community. The staff at the schools even lovingly call her the Chones Fairy, which translates to the underwear fairy.
When she saw that we had undergarments, she goes, "Oh, you're the Chones Fairy." Yeah. She said that she had opened that drawer and seen a lot of undergarments, and they didn't know where they were coming from.
So they thought a fairy would, a Chones Fairy would just come and leave Chones at night. I don't know, but here we are.
Tejano music star Patsy Torres also making a big donation for the students. Gloria Camarillo Vasquez is grateful for all the help.
It's up to all of us to pass our blessings forward.
Okay, as you get your chonies ready for next week, you're going to want some long johns maybe and dress in layers because there's colder weather coming in.
There is some colder weather. We are seeing that parade of these systems and some cold fronts. We even had one come through yesterday. Some folks in the hill country waking up this morning, maybe reaching for the blankets, maybe reaching for some long johns, because Junction, you're sitting at 45 degrees this morning, 65 in San Antonio, 46 in Fredericksburg. Now, the good news is we're not expecting this cold weather to continue this afternoon. We're expected to continue to get back to the 70s, but you're waking up a little chilly for some folks. Here's what you can expect throughout the next few hours. Still sitting in the 60s and the low 70s till about lunchtime. Then our peak temperature is about 75, 76 degrees, even near 80 degrees for some folks. But that low humidity, it's not going to feel muggy. It's going to feel great this afternoon. Go outside, maybe get some Christmas decorations up if you can, except near the coastal plains. This afternoon, you're watching that possibility of seeing a few showers. We're even seeing some on Authority radar right now. Here's a look at the last 30 minutes or so on the loop of the Authority radar. Starting to see a few showers closer to Pearsall, near Devine, about on just I-35. Starting to see a few that we were watching earlier near Pleasanton and Jordanton, really starting to diminish, and that showers near the coastal plains will continue. The greater chance of some showers and thunderstorms are closer to Houston. So if you're getting an early start on the Thanksgiving traveling, keep in mind if you're traveling to Houston, they might be seeing some showers and thunderstorms later today. But if you're traveling, especially Sunday and Monday, you might be running into some showers, especially if you're headed up closer to Dallas, so pay attention. We're watching a low pressure system from California make its way closer to our neck of the woods starting today. Yes, we are still going to see a chance of showers tomorrow, like I mentioned earlier, but this low pressure system is going to continue to move closer to the Four Corners starting tomorrow, giving us a chance of a few showers and a chance of some thunderstorms, especially near the Dallas-Fort Worth area going all the way up into Oklahoma City. That's going to give us another frontal system moving through Monday and Tuesday, especially Monday morning is when we're tracking the best chance of widespread showers for us in the Alamo City. But the good news, it's already gone by about Monday night, even into Tuesday morning, another chance of a few coastal showers, but then it's not going to bring us enough rain to really have a damper for us in the Alamo City, at least possibly up to about ½ an inch of rainfall accumulation, a little bigger as you go up to the north or to the east. And then it's Thanksgiving. And this is what we're watching. Here's that Thanksgiving forecast. Yes, we're still going to see some rain move through the first few days, so don't pay attention to San Antonio just yet. What we're watching is another dip of some cooler Canadian air moving through behind that low pressure system. The one that's moving through on Tuesday and Wednesday. All that cooler Canadian air is allowed to be able to fill in behind it, not only for us in San Antonio, but for portions near the Great Lakes, near the eastern seaboard. All of that cooler air is going to feed into areas of the country, especially the eastern half, making it feel very thankful for Thanksgiving. Now, how cold? Well, we're watching and waking up in the mornings in the 40s. Peak temperature on Thanksgiving, about 65 degrees. Now, it is still a few days away, so things can change ever so slightly, so check back with us. But we're continuing to be thankful for the temperatures on Thanksgiving. Another chance of rain possible next weekend. We just have to get through the scattered showers possible this weekend.
Yeah, I'm thankful for the rain, although I wish it was a lot more. The chances hopefully will go up.
Yes, very much.
Keep an eye on that. All right, thanks so much, Shelby. Time right now, 6:53, 65 degrees out there. Good morning, San Antonio. Here's a look at what's coming up on Good Morning America.
Good morning. Coming up here on GMA, the shocking announcement from Georgia Representative Marjorie Taylor Greene saying she is resigning from Congress. The apparent fallout from her rift with President Trump over the Epstein files and other issues. The president's reaction this morning. A cross-country storm is threatening to impact millions of Americans traveling during the Thanksgiving holiday week. Our weather team tracking it all as we look at the travel rush at the airports and the best and worst times to hit the roads. A shark attack survivor speaking out from his hospital bed about the moment the predator clamped down on his leg and what it took to save his life. And College Game Day's Desmond Howard joins us to preview all the big matchups and a busy week 13 of college football. It's all ahead right here on GMA.